Hey everyone, welcome to Saturday Night Popcorn, and this is a special edition of Sunday Morning Hangover. I'm Jason.
And I'm Kai, and we have another great discussion for you today. It's Barbie,
Yeah,
the brand new movie that's still in theaters. So, giving everyone a spoiler warning because we will talk a lot about this movie.
yeah, and possibly the ending and all that stuff. So,
Yeah.
and
So,
the true
sorry in
story of
advance.
it. But yeah, this is Barbie. It's brand new. It just came out last week, and it's from Greta Gerwig, right?
Yep. Greta
Yep.
Gerwig.
And then we have our special guest here, who is Patty. I don't know if you want to
Hi,
introduce
I'm Patty.
yourself. But yeah, we decided to watch Barbie and stuff. We all tried to
No, no,
try
no,
to
no, no,
get
no. I convinced you to get out the house and go to the movie theaters and watch Barbie.
yes,
Is
yes.
how it
We
should. That's how it
Oh,
should be
it was you?
presented.
Okay, I thought it was just like his idea. He was like, "We're gonna go watch Barbie." I was like, "Okay."
I made it my idea. I made it my
Oh, okay, okay.
idea.
You took the credit. It's all good.
But the reason why we're gonna watch Barbie anyways, but we're trying to watch Oppenheimer,
Oppenheimer. Yeah,
but none of us were able to get tickets, and
yeah.
so I want to watch it. I can't watch it in IMAX around here, or in the
Yeah,
way of IMAX
we're not
seven
gonna be able
millimeter.
to.
So we're trying to wait till then. But Kai is able to watch it in IMAX, the true
I bought a
form.
ticket, but I don't know if I'm actually going to use it.
Oh well, maybe
I,
we can
I
That'll
run a
got a
work.
ticket
marathon.
earlier, but it's at 11 p.m. So I bought it for 11 p.m. on
Oh,
a Sunday.
it's like that's
And
like
the seat is like
Whoa.
not even that good. That's why I'm like, I may get a refund on this.
you're gonna be
But I
leaving
bought it
at
as a
like 2 in the
placeholder.
morning.
Exactly. Then I got to go to work. I got to show up late. We'll figure it out. But today's
Yeah,
Barbie Day, so we'll talk about
today's
Barbie.
Barbie.
Today's Barbie day.
So we watched Barbie, and it was a fun ride. I think that's like the first thing
Yeah.
I'll say. It was very fun. Um, but to kind of kick things off, Patty, what did you like most about the movie?
That has surprised me. I mean, I was super confident that it was gonna be fun, that I was gonna love it. Given the cast and just the trailers and the fact that it's just Barbie, like you can't ruin it. I guess you could. But more than anything now, because yeah, it just really surprised me that it took it where I really didn't think it was gonna land or how it finished. Yeah,
Yeah. It felt
truly,
real.
truly. Yes, it got real.
Like it was like some weird, wonderful melding of reality and playfulness
Yeah,
that I don't think I've ever seen in a film before.
and I think one of the things that kind of like immediately you're like they're all named Barbie, so yes, that
Yeah.
is like true. They're all saying good morning to
They're
each
all
other.
Ken.
Barbie, hey Barbie, hi Barbie, and then all the Kens, and then the realization that they don't know where the Kens go to at night.
Yeah. They're just hanging out in a car.
I felt
Yeah,
bad.
they just go to the beach. They're just like waiting there till the morning.
Yeah,
My
they wait for
favorite
Barbies in
character
the morning.
though is still Alan.
I
Like the fact
Yeah.
that Alan was just like the guy in the back and then
Hey, I'm
turned out
Alan.
to be some
His best
badass.
friend. All his clothes fit me.
Yeah, right. I think that's what's fun about it because it's like there's probably people out there that remember the best friend or like the Mattel Alan and stuff. So it's like, and
Mm,
then like you forget about it. I didn't know Alan existed in real life.
I didn't know half of those Barbies.
So it's nice
That
to
was all a
like
surprise to me.
to be like, whoa, that's like it's almost like that like meta, like oh they like the Marvel
Yeah.
movies. They went back and got that character.
Yeah.
That's
They
from
brought them
that's from
in.
comic book number 4.
Yeah.
It's like goodness.
Well, I can ask you this, Patty. I don't know. I've never asked you. Did you own a Barbie when you were growing up?
Yes.
Yeah,
A
Did you have
lot.
a weird Barbie when you grew up?
Yes.
Okay.
the
One.
weird
Just one.
That's all you
Well,
need.
yeah, we rotated. Like when they got really bad, we would put them to rest. We get a new one, and then in our collection, there was always just like one at a time. That was just like the bad Barbie. She
So
did have
yeah,
all pain. She had like different haircuts. She would
Mm.
have her hair down, like all chopped and then put up too. But her face was always like she had a little drawn necklace too.
so
Did you call her weird to her face?
No, I did not. I gave her a name. She was a part of the team.
Okay. So you were
But
nicer than the Barbies in the movie.
but in your Barbie world, they did die because you said that you put them to rest.
But the
So,
rest,
which
yeah.
is like
Yeah.
one of the biggest conflicts in this movie, which was I don't know. I laughed out loud in the movie theater when out of nowhere she's like, "Do we all think about death and
Think about
everything?"
that. Everybody's like, wait a minute, what?
But I think the movie, the story is what is like the only thing you can kind of get from what you believe a Barbie movie. I think someone can go way out of like, oh, like it's just all Fantasyland, but I think that mixture of like it's Fantasyland and then she kind of trickles into the real world and stuff, and like you actually see the references of Mattel and stuff, and Will Ferrell as the CEO, I think was perfect.
I like how they poke fun at Mattel too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like they poke fun at Barbie, Mattel, and it's like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah. Like the things that you do know that you do hear and face and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, when you finally open the door and it's just a bunch of dudes that run the Barbie world.
one wearing pink.
Yeah.
It's like, come on. Do you watch Sex Education on Netflix?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. That was one of the first things I kind of was like, oh, that's so cool. Reference wise, there's a whole bunch of references that we'd probably touch on, but that was one of the first ones. Was like, there's I think she's a lawyer. There's a lady that prior to Barbie, people were saying, hey, she looks just like Margot Robbie. I think she's a lawyer in the film, and she's in Sex Education. The black Ken, not the main black Ken, he's in Sex Education, and then one of the guy that found out Barbie was in the real world and told Will Ferrell, he's in Sex Education. So all three of them are in it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're gonna.
That's
have to watch
cool.
that.
Like there was a lot of people who were leads. Yeah, that you could tell they were leads. You could tell like they've been actors, but I couldn't place them or remember where else they've been.
But Patty, you said
supposedly Amy Schumer was supposed to be Barbie.
The main Barbie?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that would have turned out.
I don't know. I think
I think Margot Robbie was the perfect.
Yeah, they hit it on the head where it's like Margot Robbie. Granted, like you said, like there's actresses out there that look like Margot Robbie. Like I think you and I kind of talked about.
Yeah, I think there's a lot. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that there's a bunch of people that kind of look like Margot Robbie, but I think Margot fits like the character and stuff.
Yeah.
And
stereotypical Barbie.
Yeah, and I think it was like it. Now you can kind of see it. It's like it doesn't work with anybody else. Yeah. Now that Margot did it.
Now that you know.
Yeah.
You can't unsee what you saw.
Yeah.
I kind of wish they played into the fact that there's a lot of actresses that look like Margot Robbie. Like I was kind of hoping they were going to touch on that.
Have like
big reveal
multiple,
of like all of them.
Like...
Yeah. I was hoping for that and
cool.
it didn't happen, but I was like, it's cool.
That would have been cool. Where like, there's like, here's stereotypical Barbie from like the 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been really cool.
But you said you had interesting facts about the movie, Patty?
Oh, well, Kai was really excited about his.
Oh.
Well, you're the
my wonderful TikTok that I'm always on. I just saw a video before we start recording from someone that had watched the movie multiple times. I've only seen it once. But in his TikTok video, he mentioned that the little girls in high school were actually references to the Bratz dolls.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Like enemies of Barbie, so they played into that with the little girls.
Wait, the little girls
so the daughter that are like
daughter
they're all
and
wearing
her
black
friends.
and everything.
Yeah.
They make it where it's like.
So her name is Sasha.
Because Bratz were like the grown-up version of Barbie, right? Like
exactly.
The teen, or what was it, tween? I don't know what that is.
Probably tween, I guess.
Yeah. But,
I didn't get it because it didn't seem like it.
Yeah, I think what he was saying was like based on their names, because I don't know if they even said the other girls' names other than Sasha. but I guess
Oh, I
the
don't remember.
other characters' names match names of Bratz dolls, and
That's
then the
funny.
whole reference of like Barbie and Bratz being enemies or whatever.
See, that's like Marvel putting in like a DC character, be like,
Yeah, there was Batman in it. You didn't see Batman?
yeah,
Like
right.
what? No.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah,
If that's intended, like it's funny now.
yeah,
Now you probably think if that wasn't intended, Greta's probably like, yeah, we totally thought about that.
yeah. We
That's the reason
definitely
why we
did that.
did
Come on.
it.
What were the other facts you had, Patty?
The first one that I thought was really funny was that there was supposedly a pink paint shortage. Like the
Whoa.
production used so much paint that they caused a pink paint
Shortage
shortage.
for like that specific Barbie
Yeah,
color paint.
the international shortage of the fluorescent shade of Roscoe paint.
Wow.
Hey, there you
It
go.
is a very specific pink.
Yeah.
I wonder if like no one was told as to like why someone's buying this amount of pink, and then they all kind of thought they all called each other and be like, "Did someone just buy a bunch of pink from you? The same thing too?"
They bought us all out.
Yeah.
I wonder why. And then the Barbie movie comes out and they're like,
Yeah.
got it.
Representatives
Makes
from
sense
Mattel
now.
show up. Don't tell anybody.
Shh, this is top secret. Treat it like a Marvel movie. Call it like call it something totally different.
Yeah, some random code name. The G.I. Joe movie.
The Wrath of Snake 4. Like,
Yeah,
what?
there you go.
Why is this in pink?
Don't worry about it.
Jason, did
The
you
other
catch
one?
the oh snap.
No,
I'm
go ahead,
jumping over
go ahead.
Patty. I'm sorry. No, I was gonna say, did you catch the 2001 reference in the intro?
2001? No.
Mm-hmm. So if you watch the intro to 2001 with the apes and everything,
Oh
and then that,
yeah,
yeah,
like the Donna Man and the monolith.
mm-hmm,
Like she's like the monolith, right?
yeah.
Yeah. I've actually never seen 2001.
Oh,
Oh snap.
I've never
Okay,
actually seen it. I've seen like clips enough to like
to
know
to know
that
what it's
understand.
referencing?
he finds all that
Yeah,
stuff. Yeah,
We should watch it.
it's
Make a
long.
note.
Stanley Kubrick.
yeah.
Yeah,
There you go.
but
I
it
need
is. I
100
think it's like
takes.
it is like yeah one of those movies. But that was a good reference. I think it's like it and
Yeah,
it makes sense because like that was the thing. Like that still is the thing too because it's like I don't know like Mattel was able to figure out like all right let's create these different because you go to like Target or whatever and you see all these Barbies and there's like a wide range
mm-hmm,
and we all can find one that looks like us. I think
yeah.
that's the thing nowadays.
We can find a
Mm-hmm,
Kai and Jason Barbie.
mm-hmm.
At least there's a Ken out there that looks like us.
Yeah. Alan 2.0.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
I'm not Ken, I'm Alan.
What were the other facts you found, Patty?
Do you both remember Ken wearing a Ken branded underwear? Like his briefs? Like the
Ooh,
band that you would see, it said Ken.
Yeah.
And it was
I think so. Yeah.
Ryan's idea to make that happen.
Really?
Ryan Gosling's idea.
Oh,
Hey,
I
there you
remember
go.
the hoodie.
I
remember
want
the
that
hoodie
hoodie
with
at the
boxes
end
on it.
where what does
Yeah,
it say?
tie dye and everything.
Yeah, it's tie
Oh
dye,
my
Ken
but it
God.
says
something.
I forget what it was, but we both said that we were like, oh, I want that sweater. Like that needs to be
yeah.
real.
It
I'm
was like
like
Ken
Ken
something.
enough or something. Like I'm
Yeah.
enough
Yeah,
or
it was
something.
that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
Ken enough. Hope I'm remembering it right. But yeah.
What'd you think of the beach off?
Well, at the very end, where like that grand
Yeah.
battle.
That was amazing. I was dying the whole time. It was hilarious. But then they got like really good with the choreography. And it reminded me a
Mm-hmm.
lot of La La Land.
Agree. Oh yeah, I didn't think
Because
about
he was
that.
also
Which
in
is
it. Ryan was also in it.
Yeah, because I went straight to Grease because they're wearing all black. I didn't even think about La La Land.
I didn't
That
think
makes
about
more sense
Grease.
though.
But they probably I wonder if they like integrated like specific parts of like choreography that's been famous in movies like Grease, La La Land, maybe a couple of others probably. I was
So
surprised they didn't have one
West Side
for
Story.
the Barbies though. Yeah, yeah, like that.
that's something I actually had watched prior to watching the Barbie movie. Was they did a I forgot who did the interview with Greta Gerwig, but they were asking her about all the movie rent. Oh, I think it was Letterboxd. Matter of fact, uh, they interviewed Greta, and the the person interviewing her was asking about like all the movie references, and there was like 29 or more older films that she referenced, mostly musicals, and then the
Cool.
Wizard of Oz was one of them. And then they took the instead of having the yellow brick road, they had the pink brick road,
Yeah.
and there was a bunch of movies. I'll have to send you guys a video, but
It's sort of
it was interesting.
the story is opposite of Wizard of Oz, where it's like she's leaving the fantasy land to go and find the the wizard or the witch and stuff. Like the
Mm-hmm.
person behind pulling the strings is in the real world. If we're not spoiling the Wizard of Oz, like from a very long time
Oh
ago,
yeah.
but like yeah. So and then also the real people that come and visit like for them it's like Wizard of Oz where they go and see this fantasy land and stuff and it's a mess for like
Yeah,
Ken has like really ruined it with the patriarchy and stuff.
dude, that patriarchy, that man montage was so funny to me.
That was like I was like man like that probably was I don't know how that like how that conversation was sold where it's like all
Yeah.
right we have to have Ken figure out that men have this like weird like ability to be way up here in the real world, and he tries to do it back over there.
He just has a bunch of books about horses. It's like, come
Yeah.
on, man. What are you doing?
But I don't know. I also think Ryan Gosling, that like this movie's like well casted. I think Ryan
Mm-hmm.
Gosling, no matter what, kind of embodies like when you think of someone that looks like Ken, the traditional Ken. I
Yeah.
think the one that like the white dude with blonde hair and stuff. It looks like Ryan Gosling and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but then all the variations of Kens out there look like the rest of them and stuff.
Hmm.
But when you look at the stereotypical ones, I think Ryan
It
Gosling
fit.
and Margot Robbie just like
Mm-hmm.
perfectly fit that mold. Um, Probably in the future we'll see people that probably fit that more too.
Yeah.
But I think it's like props to the casting of everyone. America
Everybody. Yeah.
as the
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 human.
young the human yeah
Literally the human.
yeah the human that like is the one that implants the thought of death the overwhelming
Cellulite.
depression and stuff and the cellulite and all of that where it's like that
The one
I think
patch of
she was
cellulite.
casted well too where it's like it made a lot of sense and she just so happens to work at Mattel at that point too.
So that's actually one of my dislikes. I disliked. So I didn't dislike the fact that she worked at Mattel. I disliked how they revealed that she was the person that was playing with Barbie versus her daughter.
Oh
That
yeah.
seemed like, yeah, it seemed too like in your face because they showed her, and then they show her reaction to seeing Barbie in the real world, and then they cut to the flashback scenes and they just pan out a little bit, and it's like, oh yeah, she was the one that was playing with Barbie. So that was something I disliked about the movie.
Yeah, that
It just
makes
felt too
sense.
like on the nose.
Where I felt like yeah I
Like too predictable.
yeah
Yeah.
like you could
Mm.
see it right
Oh,
away that it
okay.
wasn't the
Hmm.
daughter, like the
Yeah.
young one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because the daughter's reaction in every flashback was just like, get that away from me. Like, I
that
don't
makes
want to be
sense.
near you, mom, and stuff like that. So, and as we were
Didn't think about it
talking,
that
I
way.
just thought about, I wonder if how the Barbies and everyone traveled from Barbie Land to the real world, if that was a reference to Elf. Because Elf,
Oh,
they had like this whole like big event to get from
That's
and
the
it's
North
like
Pole.
side
true.
scrolling too, where like
Yeah.
he's like going through everything.
So I wonder if that's that could be me pulling something out the hat, but I wonder if that is some sort of reference to Elf.
It makes sense. You have Will Ferrell there as the
Yeah,
person, and he does the opposite, where he goes back
he
into
goes back.
the Barbie land by doing all that stuff and everything.
Yeah,
And so, I don't know. I think if you really wanted to do this movie, and I think Greta did it well, where like having those references, but then also like
yeah,
looking at other kind of like holiday movies like Elf, West Side Story, or like any like playful fighting where like you don't want to show
Iconic.
physical violence, but
hmm,
it's like playful like dance fighting and stuff, and it's enough to like make it interesting for the audience, young and old, but it's not so violent that you push out the young that they
yeah,
can't watch it and stuff. I still think there's like some things that like probably some young kids that like a lot of it's gonna go over their head,
yeah. The beach
or
off.
just the beach off, the references of like well like I think every kid recognizes that they have like no private parts, like everything's
Oh
smooth,
yeah,
but like them referencing that
so
in
That
the
was the
movie,
funny.
like that's
best.
just gonna kind of go.
And the big reveal at the end, like it's like, come
but
on, Barbie.
but yeah, but I think having those references and I think this is like a good testament to like looking at like what Marvel did before, kind of using the little tidbits of like everything around them to like make a
Hmm.
movie, was perfect for Greta to kind of put this together.
Yeah,
So I think it could have been very easy to ruin it, and
that's the scary part. Yeah,
yeah,
That is true.
it
but
would have been
they
super
did a great
stressful. I
job.
think I would have been stressing the hell out, just being like,
Dude.
I'm gonna ruin this franchise for every little girl out
Hmm.
there.
There's too much pink.
Yeah, Mattel's probably like, do not ruin our thing right now. We have astronaut women Barbies out there,
Dude,
and
President Barbie's like,
yeah.
dude.
But Kai kind of said like what he disliked, Patty. But do you see anything that you dislike from this movie?
Um, Two things that come to mind right away. The ending. Like I get it, how
Mm,
they wanted to finish it like on that kind of tone,
I'm a real boy.
but yeah. But I don't know, like I felt like um it towards the end of the movie kind of like lifted me up and kind of like kept me at like a really like warm and like heartwarmed spot, and then after that kind of like just fell off. Like it
Mm,
could have done a better job like bringing it down gradually. I felt like it was just like too much of a um what is it, like it just I don't know, it didn't sink.
anticlimactic.
Yeah, absolutely anticlimactic, but I don't know like what I would have done either, just because
Yeah,
the story is pretty unique, but it's also pretty relatable at the same time. I don't know.
It more so just reminds you of like all the heartache us humans have to deal with, and like and she chooses that, and it's like, no, that
yeah.
sucks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the heartache of just like being human, being like
Like the
uniquely
lady,
human, but at the same time, like it's hard.
yeah, the old lady's basically reminding her like, hey, just to let you know, like you're choosing this, that means you die. Where here, like it was almost like she had that realization of like what America's kind of feelings are kind of being implanted into her to cause the conflict of the movie, but then she ends up like living. I guess it's like you kind of like that's like the same thing with us. We have to accept it and stuff, and so she chose it to live with it and stuff, and all that. But it's kind of a little Debbie Downer at the end.
Yeah, I don't know if it would, if like a different ending would have still kept Barbie as Barbie, or like Barbie choosing to be human. Like that was interesting. I feel like I wasn't on board completely. But the other part actually, when the trailers and the announcement for Barbie were beginning to come out and America Ferreira was going to be in the movie, I was so convinced that she was going to be one of the Barbies. So I
I
was
thought so
looking like
too.
the first couple of minutes, I was like, who is she? Which one is she? Which one is she? And then it looked like they revealed all the Barbies possible, And I was like, oh, then what role is she playing? I don't know. Kind of would have been nice for her to be a part of all of that group instead of just being
The
like
human.
a mom who is struggling with all of these things. I mean, she does it well, but um, I don't know. I don't want America to be the hero or like um the person who has to be the kind of role where a woman has to point out how hard it is to be a woman all the time. Like maybe like her as an actress, give her a break, give her something fun and different.
Yeah,
But
that's
She was
true.
a superstore.
But that
She
she
was
did the
fun in
same thing
Superstore.
there, where she was like
mm-hmm,
Oh,
showing
but she was a
how
mom
difficult
though.
it was to
mm-hmm.
be a
Yeah,
mom
that's
working
true.
at the
Dang
store.
it.
It would have been
It's kind
nice
of
if they
like
like
Yeah.
brought a
Okay.
highlight to a Hispanic Barbie, and I think she would have
yeah,
been perfect as like here's the Hispanic Barbie um, version and stuff, or like the but
yeah, exactly. Kind of like
maybe
where
that's
some
Barbie
people
too.
have to yeah, there we go. No, some people have to choose to be like the bigger person, but like the people who usually are the bigger person, sometimes they're like, why do I have to be the one that's bigger person? I want to also like, I have flaws. I want to like not do that. It kind of felt like that.
Do
Like
the fun.
she's always, yeah, the boss or like the one being responsible, basically. That's typically the roles that she's given.
I get it. Yeah, that makes sense. Which
That was
which
it.
is
That was just a
nothing.
casting role.
Yeah,
Bad choice.
that's like we're like picking at the bare minimum of or
Yeah.
like the small things. Like I think for me the thing that like I thought about the most when I came out of the movie was like I don't see any other story you could have told. Um, because this story, I guess it's just because it totally makes sense, like the story, because it's like if you would have just kept it in the Barbie Land, it would have been just been too childlike or too like a children's movie. But if you really wanted to kind of have a mixture of everything, you kind of go the realm of Elf and all these like kind of fantasy movies where it's like it kind of crisscrosses between the two. I don't see any other story working as well as this one. So it's not even a negative. It's just like more so. It's like I don't know what else you could have done
Mm-hmm.
that probably would not have worked as much as the current story.
Yeah.
Because everything makes sense. Everything has a reason, has a purpose. Um, the not showing where the Kens are like that was hilarious. That they're just
So
always
funny.
there. The and also having just like the clear references, like their houses are exactly what a little person would be playing with
Yeah.
in their homes. It's like their homes are open. They have like you can reach in there with your hands and stuff. So everything makes sense. Yeah, and then, like just yeah,
In the shower, there's no actual water, but she's like, "Oh,
I
yeah.
loved it. All of that. I was dying. I was laughing so hard because I immediately thought back to like, yeah. That's what we would do.
Yeah, and well, I don't know Kai, but I had GI Joes. I had GI Joes when I was growing up and stuff,
mhm.
which is basically just the male
It's
version
just
of
a
a
man,
Barbie.
man Barbie." Yeah, I
So
had Power Ranger toys. Like
yeah,
it's
Power
just the same
Rangers.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
they just twist heads and maybe change suits. It's the same
yeah.
thing.
So, but when you watch this movie, you're like, this is exactly what you would believe a Barbie movie would look like because
Hmm.
it has all the color, is all the pizzazz and everything, but then
The
it also has like
outfits.
all the
Oh,
outfits.
the outfit.
When they threw the outfit and they
Oh, and
like
they
tossed it in the
freeze.
air, that was
Yeah.
hilarious.
That was a
So I think
good choice.
everything makes sense, and it's almost difficult to kind of see it as like not the movie that should have been and everything.
Yeah.
That's like this is all it could have been, I think. But
I
whether or not Greta was at the
still
helm, I don't know. Like would it have been different? Probably.
most likely.
Hmm.
I loved the Mojo Dojo Casa House so much. The fact that it just kept
Oh
saying it.
my gosh. Yeah, like just like the whole thing though. Every
The
time.
whole thing. Not even like, let me shorten this.
Nope.
Like we
Kept
have
the
to say
integrity of the
every
name.
single word.
but if you were to give this movie a rating, I don't know if you rated it, Kai, but on a scale of 0 stars to 5 stars, 5 being the best, what do you end up giving it yourself, Patty?
4.
A 4?
Mhm.
Kai?
You look angry about that.
I know.
Like, how could you only give it a 4? No, I end up giving it a 5.
Yeah?
Yeah,
The first
enjoyed
time
it.
you give a 5. I've been
Yeah.
asking Jason, what movies does Kai give a 5 to?
The very pink and wonderful Barbie movie.
I know it's kind of difficult to not see this as a perfect movie. I ended up walking out as a 4.5, and a lot of times when I can't really defend the 4.5, it's like, why didn't I go with 5?
Mhm.
Maybe because I didn't like feel as much. I know, like, there's still a disconnect because I never grew up with Barbies and stuff, so there's still a disconnect. I still understand the whole thing,
Yeah.
but this is a very good movie, and I think,
Mhm.
it's and it talking about like the trivia and all that stuff, or like what the things that we're kind of like pointing out. This movie's killing it in the box office, and it's killing
Yeah.
Oppenheimer.
Oh, I
right
haven't
now.
even seen
It's like
yet.
double of what Oppenheimer
It's like,
has been
what,
able to make.
155 or to 85 mil?
I think
Something crazy like
just
that?
now it's almost close to 200 million.
Sheesh.
So
they made all their money back for sure.
oh yeah, I don't know. Mattel's probably like, nope, they haven't paid us back.
Exactly.
It's probably there.
You
Like, you better
referenced
make some
all
more.
of our dollars. When's number 2 and 3 coming out?
Yeah.
Do you think
But I think
number 2 is coming out?
I know.
Let's
Do you see a number 2 coming out? Do you
I hope
see
so.
a way?
I don't know where they would take the story. Like, the fact that
Same.
I think they would have to then focus on a new Barbie. If they did pick up the story and then just kind of showcase, hey, Barbie that left Barbie Land is now she's an architect or whatever she was doing, but not really focus on her, and then have Ken hopefully not crying over her anymore. I think that's the only way, yeah, because they can't focus on stereotypical Barbie anymore because she's not living in Barbie Land, so they
Yeah,
have
she
to
chose
move on to someone else.
not to anymore. Yeah.
I don't know. I guess like somehow figuring out like how to show where the Kens go, but then like
That
then
was
you're not
so
focusing
funny.
on Barbie. It's just the Kens.
Yeah. Unless number 2, Barbie 2 is Ken.
Barbie 2, or like Barbie 2, like the Barbies are like, yeah, where do they go? And they just like
And they just follow him.
They're just like in a little crevice, and they all just stand around each other and kind of like go dormant until the next morning.
wait for the sun to come back up and say, okay,
Yeah.
we can go back out. Where are the Barbies?
They huddle around each other like penguins and stuff.
When I was little, all the Barbies stayed in their homes, and then all the Kens stayed kind of like piled on top of each other in a corner somewhere else where we couldn't see them.
That's so sad.
So when they
Smushing
brought
there.
that up in the movie, that like, where do they go? I was like, I know where they
They're just in a
go.
pile.
They're in a pile.
That's so sad.
They go into the darkness. But all right, well, typically, Patty, we ask ourselves, would you buy this movie
Yes.
for your personal movie collection? Patty already answered yes.
I
But
want to change
do
my
you
rating
recommend
to
this?
5. To 5.
Huh?
I want to change my
She's gonna
rating. It's
change
a
it.
5.
That was
I have
quick.
some
Okay.
things, that I would change, like me personally. But if I think about it, just like a good movie, it really is. It just is. So,
This
5.
it's
5.
funny because every time we watch a movie, Patty, I ask her like, what do you rate this? She's like 5. I ask her exactly. I'm like, Patty, everything can't be 5, but it
I was
can
like,
be
yes,
if you
it
watched
can.
wanted
some
to.
It's hard.
stinkers.
But
Bro, we've watched some
but-
stinkers. There's
But we
no
walked
way
out
it
of
can
this
all be
movie,
fine.
and I think I have created doubt in her head, but she was like, I want to give it a 5, and I was like, it's up
I
to
said
you.
the first thing I was like, it made me feel things. It's a 5. But I guess.
But do you recommend this movie to anybody out
Yes.
there?
Yeah, I already recommended it to my boss. We had a chicken on Monday, and I was like, I watch Barbie. You should go watch it.
Yeah. Kai,
Yeah, I had a
yourself?
conversation
Definitely.
with my boss. My
Yeah.
boss had watched it. Or my boss's boss had watched it, so him and I were talking about it. He was like, yeah, I took my daughter. I was like, oh, I took myself.
I just took myself.
Yeah, I took myself. But I liked it. But yeah, I would for sure recommend it, and I don't know if I'm gonna buy it, but I'm gonna watch it a bunch of times. I think this is gonna replace Pitch Perfect as something I watch like on an
Ooh,
almost monthly
interesting.
basis. Yeah, because I watch
Yeah,
Pitch
Pitch
Perfect a
Perfect
lot.
is something that
Is
if it's on,
big.
I'm probably watching it.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I know all the words, all this. It's bad. It's bad.
I,
Yeah.
I think
That's another
myself.
5 for me.
Yeah, 5. There you go. It's musicals.
Got it. Do you like musicals?
No, it's like the on the cusp musicals. I can't do a full on musical, but if it's like on the cusp, I'm in love. Like,
So
give me
La La
some
Land,
dialogue
too
and
much?
some. I haven't even seen it yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
Patty wants me to see
yeah.
it.
So that may be something we have to add to the list to watch.
Maybe that's something we add to the list, and we bring Patty back in with that
Yeah,
one.
exactly.
She also wants me to watch what's that one with Hugh Jackman? Les Mis.
Les Mis.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's a musical. That's too much singing. Yeah, nah.
Yeah.
Love it.
And it looks sad too. Like, doesn't
Oh,
Annie
yeah.
cut her
It's
hair off in
deep.
that one?
It's really intense.
Yeah,
It's
I
long.
don't know. I need joy.
And then maybe La La Land, I think.
Yeah, let's do La La Land. There's color.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's some
Lots
joy.
of color. Yeah, that's true.
We'll do that one first, and then we'll do Les Mis later.
Maybe the first one so that you can cleanse your palate with like happier ones. You don't want to end with that one.
That's true.
Exactly.
That's
Okay.
true.
Yeah, I'm cool with
Yeah.
that.
Well, I think we are going to be buying the movie. Patty and I live together, so we probably will be buying the movie.
If I say so,
but
then it's happening.
I will recommend this movie. I probably will recommend it to everyone in my family, telling all my brothers and stuff and my parents to go watch it. But
Go watch this
I don't
very
know.
pink movie.
Yeah, I don't know if my dad's gonna be super happy to go watch it, but I know my mom would like it.
That's
But-
what matters.
Yeah, I guess so.
Exactly.
But all right, Patty. Well, thank you for joining us again, and maybe next time
Thank you for having me.
we'll be doing another mob style movie and stuff. We'll find something,
But also musicals.
or musicals too.
La La Land.
But all right, well, thank you for joining us today. That's my part. That's your part, right?
It's too late now. Just roll with it.
Grow with it.
No,
Just
I
go.
can't. I
with
can't. I can't change it. You can't
This
do
is
it,
all
guy.
recorded, sir. This is all recorded. Roll with it.
Well, thank you for joining us for another episode of Saturday Night Popcorn. This is Jason.
And this is Kai, and we'll be back next week for another one.
See, look at that.
And that's all staying in.